Introduction to Heating, Ventilation and Air Conditioning, HVAC. Introduction to the module. This module will introduce you to heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems in the industry. This will include an introduction to HVAC and its purpose, as well as a brief history of the industry and how it has developed. In addition, you will learn the potential objectives of an HVAC system and the different elements, both environmental and presented by the individual, which affect human comfort. This module will cover the following topics: Introduction, History of HVAC, Scopes in modern HVAC, Introduction to air conditioning processes. What is your system to achieve? Environment for human comfort. Introduction. The control of the indoor environment is made possible by heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. These can offer both comfort and a controlled environment for producing goods, such as at printing plants and electronics laboratories. HVAC systems have become more important as more attention is focused on energy conservation, energy costs, and the importance of comfort and good indoor air quality. The HVAC industry has developed into a high-technology industry through a greater understanding of air quality and comfort parameters. The key elements of the system have not been altered, and there is still a dependence on basic engineering matter. History of HVAC. The meaning of HVAC has shifted from cooling and humidity control to year-round heating, cooling, humidity control and ventilation. The following steps led to the development of HVAC and its modern use. A refrigeration machine was patented by Dr. John Gorrie in 1851. By the 1880s, refrigeration was available for industrial purposes. The practice of cooling buildings for comfort began in the early 1900s. The first successful attempt at reducing and maintaining air humidity was made in 1902. The HVAC industry is continuing to change, both in response to elements such as globalization, energy conservation, and increasing consumer sophistication. Litigation and potential terrorist action also have an effect on the design and development of HVAC systems. The HVAC industry currently relies heavily on computers, which are used for conceptual study, design, operating control of the building and other areas. Web-accessible control systems and building automation systems control feature heavily in modern HVAC systems, and these require significant security. Scopes in modern HVAC. It is accepted that modern air conditioning is essential to advancing human activity, but there are still several areas of debate. Indoor air quality. Many countries have rising levels of asthmatics and increasing dissatisfaction with indoor air quality. Both the causes and effects of this poor quality are complicated and are still under investigation. Greenhouse gas emissions and ozone layer destruction. These are both areas of concern that have prompted new legislation and guidelines. These cover recycling, new energy forms, and low-polluting materials. Energy conservation. There is an ongoing process dedicated to finding new ways to reduce energy consumption while maintaining comfort and air quality. This requires cooperation between different disciplines and elements. Lights in a building will produce heat. If the system is in cooling mode, this extra heat will increase the cooling system's workload. If the system is in heating mode, however, this extra heat generated by the lights will reduce the heating system's workload. Introduction to air conditioning processes. The modern meaning of air conditioning is the complete control of temperature, humidity, outside air supply, airborne particle filtration, and air movement. This control requires 7 main processes. Heating. This is the addition of thermal energy to raise or maintain a space's temperature. Cooling. This is the removal of thermal energy to lower or maintain the temperature in a space. Humidifying. Humidifying means adding water vapor to the atmosphere in order to raise or maintain the air's moisture content. Dehumidifying. This means the removal of water vapor from space's air with the intention of lowering or maintaining the air's moisture content. Cleaning. Cleaning is the removal of particles, such as dust, and biological contaminants, like pollen or insects, from the air. This is done to improve air quality. Ventilating. Ventilating means exchanging the air inside a space with the outdoor air. This dilutes gaseous contaminants while improving air quality, composition, and freshness. Natural ventilation uses natural drafts, such as open windows. Mechanical ventilation depends on fans. Air movement. This means circulating and mixing air throughout a space to ensure proper ventilation and thermal energy transfer. The importance of each process will vary depending on what is most required at that time or location. What is your system to achieve? It is important to know what an HVAC system needs to accomplish. A common objective is to provide a comfortable environment for humans. However, the system may have other objectives. These objectives include creating or maintaining a suitable environment for farm livestock, regulating an operating room in a hospital, maintaining cold temperatures for storing frozen food, maintaining both humidity and temperature for the preservation of wood and fiber artworks. You should know your objective and what you want your system to achieve at the start of a project. Different objectives will affect the design of a system. Environment for human comfort. Providing an environment that is comfortable for humans is more complex than it sounds. There are many elements and factors that affect how comfortable an individual will be. There are 3 main groups of factors that influence an individual's comfort. Environmental conditions. These are elements created by the space, such as thermal conditions, air quality, acoustical or noise, lighting, physical elements, and psychosocial attributes. HVAC can only directly affect thermal conditions and air quality, though other elements can affect how the HVAC is perceived. Individual characteristics. These are elements relating to the individual. Their health can affect how susceptible they are to drafts. A person's vulnerability can also affect how well they can withstand elements such as cold floors. An individual's expectations will affect how they view the conditions, depending on whether their expectations are met, not met, or exceeded. Clothing and activity level. The heaviness and thermal efficiency of clothing, as well as the activity that they are doing, can change an individual's requirements for comfort. Summary. This module has covered the following information. HVAC is concerned with the control of the indoor environment. The industry is continuously developing and is currently dealing with issues prompted by energy conservation and indoor air quality. There are still several areas of debate in the HVAC industry. These relate to indoor air quality, environmental concerns, and how to conserve energy while maintaining comfort and air quality. There are 7 main processes required to complete control of the environment, including heating, cooling, cleaning, and ventilating. Human comfort is achieved through 3 separate groups of factors: environmental conditions, individual characteristics, and clothing and activity level.